Hello, in this video I'm gonna discuss briefly about trigonometric functions, but I'll have series of videos about different trigonometric functions and expressions. All the trigonometric functions can be defined in a right triangle. We have three major trigonometric functions that number one is, we can say fx is a sine x, and number two, gx is cosine x, and number three, hx is tangent x. It can be tan or tg. So just as a reminder, if this is a right triangle and this is x or theta, or this is just an angle, and a, b, c, the sine of x is the opposite over hypotenuse, and the cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and the tangent is opposite over adjacent. Now let's take a look at the domain and range and the graph of these functions. Number one, sine function. So if this is x and y, the sine functions are going to be, it is pi over 2. It's going to be something like this. So basically sine function, as I mentioned before, is a periodic function, and the fundamental period is 2 pi. It goes both ways, positive and negatives. And the domain df is going to be the set of real numbers, and the range is basically between +1 and -1. So sine function, and you can see in the triangle, the opposite cannot be bigger than the hypotenuse. So the range is between -1 and 1. The cosine function actually has the same domain and range, but is slightly different. So basically the cosine 0 is 1 compared to the sine 0 is equal to 0. So the same period, fundamental period, 2 pi, and basically in the pi over 2 is going to be 0. So cosine pi is equal to -1, and then 3 pi over 2 is going to be 0, and 2 pi is going to be 1, and it goes in the negative side too. So again, the domain of cosine function is going to be the set of real numbers, and the range again is going to be +1 to -1. The tangent is a little bit different. Basically, is if you look at this right triangle, the tangent is opposite to the adjacent, so it has basically a lot of variation. So it can be basically any numbers. So if we take a look at the tangent and x, so tangent 0 clearly is 0 because sine 0 is 0, and but if we look at this function, tangent is basically is equal to sine x over cosine x. In pi over 2, the cosine is going to be 0, so the tangent goes to infinity. So the tangent function is going to be something like this, and the same goes for negative part. And this is pi over 2, this is minus pi over 2, and it is periodic, but the period of the tangent function is going to be pi, not 2 pi. So we'll discuss about the trigonometric functions and expressions later in detail. Have a good day. Thank you.